Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? Today we are going to learn about tenses, particularly past indefinite tense. Before starting past indefinite tense, I would like to elaborate that what tense is actually. So first of all, you will learn that what is tenses in English. In grammar, tenses refer to the state of the verb. The state or tense of the verb explains the time of the action when an action takes place. Tenses are usually manifested by the use of specific forms of verb. The main tenses found in many languages include the past, present, and future. So we can start past indefinite tense now. First of all, I will elaborate the definition of past indefinite tense. We use past indefinite tense when an action happened in past. It is used to describe past events or happenings. So, first of all, we have to identify the sentences in Urdu, that how we will identify. So, first of all, we will learn about the identification. When an Urdu sentence ends with alif, chotiye or bhadiye, etc., it means this sentence is past indefinite tense. Now we will, if we identify the tenses in Urdu, then we can easily translate it in English. So there are some rules and regulations to translate that sentences in English. So there are different kinds of sentences like affirmative sentences, negative sentences, interrogative sentences, and both negative and interrogative side by side simultaneously come in the sentence. So there is some formation pattern to translate past indefinite tenses in English. So I will give you the formation of that tenses. So first of all, you will learn that how you have to translate affirmative sentences in past indefinite tense. So the pattern of sentence structure in English, that the subject comes first, then comes verb, and at the end of the sentence comes the object. So we will follow the pattern. Only the difference is the forms of the verbs which we use in different tenses. So the when we are going to translate affirmative sentences, the formation of affirmative sentences will be subject, then verb, and we use the second form of verb in past indefinite tense. Then comes object, and sometimes some extra information is also given in the tense. So that is called, we can say, that is etc. So that will come after the object. This is the formation of affirmative sentences. Now I will tell you an example of affirmative sentence. Like for example, उसने खाना खाया. We will translate this as he ate food. Ate is the second form of eat. Then comes to the formation of negative sentence of past indefinite tense. In negative, we use not, but according to the tense, we have some rules and regulations. Like when we are going to translate the past indefinite tense and the sentence is negative, so we will use did not in place of the in place of not. So the formation will be subject did not, and then because did is the second form of do, so we have used the second form of helping verb here. So we will use the first form of verb after the did not, and after verb, first form of verb, we will use object and etc., the remaining part of the sentence. So example of this sentence is also here. तुमने खाना नहीं खाया. नहीं is used here, that is that means that is it is past indefinite tense negative sentence, and alif is at the end of the sentence. So we will translate it, you did not eat food. Now we are moving towards interrogative sentences or question sentence of past indefinite tense. So whenever we are going to translate any interrogative sentences, the helping verb comes at the start of the sentence. So same is the case with past indefinite tense. We use did at the start of the sentence, then comes subject, then first form of verb, and then object, and then etc. And at the end of interrogative sentences, we put question mark at the end of the sentence. So, example of this one is, क्या मैंने झूठ बोला? Did I tell a lie? And at the end of the sentence, we will put question mark. In Urdu and in English, as well as some sentences are there where negative and interrogative come simultaneously in a single sentence. So, if this type of sentences comes in a language, you will translate it in this way. That in past indefinite tense, negative and interrogative sentences are translated in this way. The formation of that tense will be did plus subject, then not, and verb of first form of verb, then object, then etc. And then at the end of the sentence question mark will come. Just for example, क्या उसने खाना नहीं खाया? Here question is also present and nahi is also present, so we will translate it, did he not eat food? So another thing, students, you will learn here that only the past indefinite tense affirmative sentences are there in which you can use second form of verb. Otherwise there is no tense that in which you will use second form of verb. Mostly the first form of verb and the third form of verb are used, and only the second form of verb is used in past indefinite tense, and only in the affirmative sentences. Now students, I am going to give you a past indefinite tense an exercise to solve that, so that you can practice past indefinite tense at your home. You just first read your sketch, translate into English, and some sentences I am giving to you, and you have to translate that, so that you can judge yourself that whether you have learned the rules and regulations of how to form the sentences of past indefinite tense or not. The first one is मैंने झूठ नहीं बोला. सेकंड, लड़कों ने फुटबॉल खेला. थर्ड, मैंने एक घोड़ा ख़रीदा. फोर्थ, हमने अपना वक्त ज़ाया नहीं किया. फिफ्थ, बच्चों ने फूल नहीं तोड़े. सिक्स, क्या तुमने सबक याद कर लिया? सेवंथ, क्या वो बिस्तर पर नहीं सोया? You just check yourself and translate these sentences into English, so that you can judge yourself by quite easily. I think so you have learned the formation of past indefinite tense, and there is no ambiguity in this tense. So take care of yourself and do the practice of these sentences. Allah Hafiz students.